Hi folks, I apologise about earlier on. I realised the video didn't actually record, it was a live, and for some reason it cut off and I hadn't realised that. Do you like the view behind me? I was really talking to the subject of what's happening at the moment, and again, bear in mind that I'm out quite a bit still on social media, but talking and listening to people and trying to get a sense of where people are at. And there's a lot happening at the moment. You know, if you look at what happened with Beirut just in the last 48 hours, which was tragic. There's news now being announced with regards to British Airways, massive redundancies. We have, and I've been talking about this for about 18 months now, a year and a half, 2 years. You know, we have the crumblings of a recession around us. There's so many signs. It's inevitable. COVID has accelerated that. It's put a huge amount of financial pressure on already stressed areas of the industry, areas of the market, different companies, different styles and of business, to the point where people are now genuinely, sincerely worried. And I think it's really important to just press the pause button occasionally. All too often, we're focused on so many things. We're focused on, what's happening in our relationship. We're focused on our finances. We're focused on what's happening in my career, my job, my business, opportunities that are around me, letters from the bank, and all these things that create stress. And the problem we've got at the moment is that people are so distracted and worried, and the news is coming for so many different angles on our phones. It's coming in on radio, TV, digital media, emails, conversations with friends who are equally as stressed, if not more so. And although men don't like to use the word stress or anxiety, it shows up in different ways. If you said to me, what ways does it show up with a man? Typically anger, frustration, irritability, edginess. That often, men, what we do is we tend to stick our heads down and just go, leave me alone, I need to get on with stuff, I'm trying to solve a problem. And we use that as our get out clause. It's actually a coping mechanism. We just don't accept that or acknowledge that. So one of the best things to do at this moment in time is remember that even as I'm speaking to you right now, in every word, sentence or breath that I'm taking, I'm moving into the next moment. I'm moving into the future. As I pause, now is the moment of the present, but in a split second, I'm moving into the future. So we spend so long worrying about what's happening next, we don't even experience most of the time and enjoy what's actually happening to us around us. I chose to take a few hours out. I've had a pretty full-on week. I haven't even had a chance to catch up with a lot of people I meant to speak to this week, just because I had a lot going on. And I made a decision that I just need to get out. I'm down here in the South Downs. I don't know if you can see, this is Jack and Jill Hill, if anybody knows it. Beautiful location. If I'll spin this around just to show you. So look how beautiful that is. Absolutely stunning. And I think, the fundamental message to anyone watching this right now, if you're running a business, you're in a career, you have a family, you have aspirations, you have goals, purpose, a sense of direction, all of that will have literally been hit by a moving brick wall, a juggernaut this year with COVID. Add to that possible threats of redundancy or your business that you're in being affected. That's going to bring stress. The best thing to do is to simply breathe in and press pause and breathe out, and see if you can just create suspended animation around the different areas of your life that there's a lot happening in. I mean, literally, as simple as it may sound, but it works. You take the conversation that you're having in your head about what's going on with your kids and maybe their education over here, or how they're feeling and what's going to happen in the next lockdown, and you put it over there. You take the conversation about your finances and you put it there. And allow yourself to create a radial timeline around you. It's almost like a loop, an infinite loop. And what happens is, as you place it out there, it gives you the opportunity to just create a space in the middle and then look into the future. I mean, I'm metaphorically speaking, if you can give yourself just a space to look into whereby all you have is a void. And that's the challenge most of us have. We don't give ourselves a chance to have a void in front of us. What we do is we fill that image of the future with activities, things that we want to do. It creates stress, it creates anxiety, it creates unwanted concerns and worries about something that hasn't even physically materialized yet and may never materialize. And so we start to put into place actions that we feel we need to do to remedy a problem that hasn't even started yet, as if this makes any sense. If it does, maybe give me a wave or whatever. So my simple message is this: by pressing pause, by creating a space and not having anything in that space, you can start to be more creative. You can start to allow different messages, creative messages to come through. Maybe a sense of calmness and maybe a different perspective. Maybe you can float up and out and come down and look at each of these problems from the other side of that radial, from a different perspective. And what that can often do is lead to different solutions, maybe a sense of realization that actually this is out of my control, so why am I worrying about it? It can also typically lead to you making decisions that might result in you just dropping that subject altogether. You know, like, fuck it, I don't need to discuss this anymore, I don't need to worry about this anymore. Or if you really want to give it some perspective, a great thing to do is float up and out into the future and then look back to this point now and consider, genuinely consider, how important is this moment really? If I was out there 5 years from today, am I worrying about something that's irrelevant right now or not as important as it should be? How would I have tackled that 5 years from today if I was to float back now, go backwards and forwards? What would be a way I would tackle it to resolve that issue? I think if you start to do that on a regular basis, what it will do is it will give you a chance to breathe. And yes, you can repopulate in front of you the items that you know you need to get on with, but it may be that you place them in different timelines. Now, if you were with me on a live event and you see me do this on stage, for example, I'll bring somebody up to stage and we'll literally map out what their timeline looks like. Sometimes I'll take two people, one that's slightly slower decision maker, one that's quicker decision maker. We work a timeline process and people laugh because the quick decision maker, 1 year is here, and for a slow decision maker, 1 year is somewhere out in the future. So they take time over how they make decisions. And maybe you need to work with that on an internal basis. If you want some enthusiasm and some encouragement, come and join us on the Growth Tribes. A lot of you have asked about this and some of you have joined us already, but that's a great space to come, be a supporter of the Growth Tribes. Come and watch some of the material that I've got. I've got material on personal development, relationships, health, time, money management, etc. So if you're looking for videos or deep-rooted hypnotic visualizations, tools like that, I have a whole bunch of those that may be able to help you as well. But for now, breathe in. Maybe take this weekend as an opportunity to just move all the anxiety and the things you're worried about aside. Give yourself a chance to be creative. Think about who could help you and look to the future with a different sense of calmness. I'm going to sign out, enjoy my bench and get back home.